Rocker Gary Newman, who we met at Toronto's Music Hall, is a performer who's in love with technology. His big passion last year was fast cars, but now he's into airplanes. 10 months ago, Gary got his pilot's license, bought 3 planes, which he now charters out, and for the last few weeks has been taking a bit of a vacation to live out a fantasy. His partner for the trip is instructor Bob Thompson, who used to run the only civilian aerobatics team in the world. Newman took to flying quite naturally. It took him less than a month to get his license, then another 2 weeks learning how to fly helicopters, with only one more day to get his jet helicopter license. The idea of flying around the world in a small plane is far-fetched enough for a seasoned pilot, let alone a musician. And I asked Gary why he wanted to do it.
Yeah, I don't know. I got fed up, I suppose. I find it quite hard to stay interested in anything for very long. This will be taking 7 weeks. I'll probably be fed out with this person when it's finished. I don't know. I like to do things quickly. And I didn't have anything to do over Christmas. I wanted to do something adventurous as flying anyway. And after this, next year we're going to set up a team, an aerobatic display team. Me and the same pilot that's doing this, Bob Thompson.
Which you will be a part of?
Oh, yeah. I'm going to be well in there, yeah.
You say that this round-the-world tour has been kind of 50-50. What have been the good parts?
The good part is since we got out of the ice region, because that's quite worrying because you can't see what you're going to crash land on should you have to. And it's really good fun from then on. All today, we chased a train today. There's a train up the road here, and one of these big long ones you got. And we run along that. We've got a camera with us, a 16mm camera, and we filmed the train. We shot along past it like that, and as it was turning, so we was turning way right on top of it nearly.
We were reading bits and pieces of the flight. Some of the press have been covering it, and I understand from what we read that flying over Asia was not fun, and also having film equipment in the plane with you was not fun.
The Indians. Indians have 2 forms, one for this, one for that, and if you're in the middle, then you've had it, and they'll frame you to fit one or the other, which is what they did to us. They told us to take our cameras off the aeroplane because they would be stolen if we left them on it, which we did, and said thank you very much, it's very nice of you. And when we got back to the hotel about midnight, they knocked on the door and said you've illegally imported the cameras, and we was arrested and put under house arrest anyway, and the aeroplane was impounded, all the equipment was taken away. And we made an emergency landing, and we didn't want to go there in the first place. But they have no understanding of emergency landings or the fact that 2 people could want to fly around the world in a single-engine airplane, because it was single-engine at that time.
You've had some problems with this plane as well. We were expecting you to be here last Thursday.
Yeah, we was going out of Greenland for Frobisher Bay, and this engine developed quite a bad oil leak. Very bad, actually. It was coming out of every panel you can see. It was pouring out of it. We was in the middle when it happened, so we might as well continue. It's gone back to Greenland, so we decided to keep going. What we found it was is that the central cylinder on the left-hand side, the 6-cylinder engine, was virtually hanging off. The bottom 2 nuts on it had sheared completely, and the top 2 were so loose you could just turn them off with your hands, you know. And so it's flapping on these central nuts, and the oil was just coming out. And it was hose pipe was directly above it, and at night it glows red, and you can see it glowing. And you know damn well this oil is coming everywhere. We were just waiting for the fire to start. But it never, and we got there okay.
What were the thoughts that were running through your mind? Oh my God, it's all over now?
No, surprisingly enough, you remain quite calm in a situation, because you seem to accept the fact there's nothing you can do about it, and it hangs on that one engine. If it had caught fire, we was in trouble. We was watching the temperatures of the engine gauges quite carefully, and if it looked like it was going to do something drastic, then we would have just shut the engine down and gone the rest of the way on the other one.
Aside from the technical and diplomatic problems he's encountered, this trip has been quite profitable for Gary Newman. Not only from an adventurous standpoint, but also because it coincides with the North American release of his new LP, Dance. And at some of the places he stopped, Gary's been doing a day's worth of press for the album. Dance features several guest artists, including Queen drummer Roger Taylor and Toronto's own Nash the Slash.
Yeah, he's done a couple of tours with us now, and he's done I think about 3 or 4 songs in the album, actually. Quite a bit. If I do concerts, well, we're talking about doing some more shows next year sometime, in and around the flying displays that I'm going to be doing. I would like to be doing. And Nash has already said that if we do it, then he'll come and be in the band. It'll be great fun.
Yeah, Nash opened for you at your first concert here at the Music Hall.
That's right, yeah.
So that relationship is built.
Yeah, he went on actually. The last British tour we did, we rang him up and he came over to do that one as well. So we've got to know each other quite well over the years.
How do you feel about his music?
I quite like it. Nobody else doing anything like it, that's for sure.
His new album, Dance, Gary Numan says it's an attempt to show the critics that people can dance to his music and don't have to see him as the straight-faced, humorless performer.
And that become like a stock-in-trade thing. I become known for it. I didn't intend it to happen that way. I didn't smile because I was supposed to be something and they didn't smile. But I just got stuck in my own little image, really. You know, I was then expected to do something, and if I did go on stage and talk or laugh even or smile, then people would actually shout from the audience, and they didn't like it, because I was destroying the illusion, I suppose. I don't know.
When you look back on it, do you think you should have injected a little more humor into what you were doing?
No, you can't not was successful, and it worked very well, and I had great fun doing it. And if I go back and maybe next time I tell jokes or wear dicky bows or a dinner jacket, I don't know. You know, I do whatever I like.
You say that you're a person who very quickly becomes bored of things. Last time we talked to you, you were bored of touring. You were planning on settling down. What's next?
I wanted to do videos, although in England now that's out of the question because the big uns have moved in. The big boys have gone in, and it's virtually impossible to do anything in video now because the finance isn't there. And these other people, these other companies are running the loss of video from the profits they make on other things. And it's big people like EMI and Warner Brothers, those type of people are doing it. So I'm afraid for the time being video's been put on the shelf. And it's back really to flying. This is I started up this company. I bought a small restaurant. So I'm doing a few things outside music. I'm trying to keep music as a hobby, really, an enjoyable hobby. It became very much a job when I was touring. And now I think if I go back to touring and do it again, I can approach it in a completely different way. I seem to have a reputation for being sort of quite depressive, but which I'm not really at all. I'm very happy.
As far as I'm concerned, anybody who flies planes is not depressed.
I don't really know why that started. Maybe it's because I never used to smile, and a lot of people wrote about how depressed I am, but I'm really not. The things I write about, I don't really care about, and even if they're gloomy or whatever, it doesn't bother me. I just write about them because it's fun to write about them. It's easy to write about something bad than something good. Very easy. It's like bad news is good news.
I think it's probably easy enough to make you smile. Cruising 10,000 feet, unlimited visibility, sunshine over Nassau in the Bahamas.
What I really like, what I really want to do, it would be, but I prefer being near the ground because there's so much. I want to get a pit specials and do this aerobatic display team. Me and Bob, who's doing this trip as well. I want to start a 2-man aerobatic display team and tour it in the summer and do music tours in the winter maybe, to go along with it. And that way I can keep busy and doing all the things that I like. And both of them are very exciting. And fly upside down off a runway at 10 feet is quite exciting in an open cockpit biplane. And I really fancy that.
Okay, we'll make you smile then. 90 knots, pull into a vertical climb, hammerhead stall, and the pit special wing over.
Yep, I'm back down to the floor again.
Now you're smiling.
Yeah, I really want to do that. Yeah, that's the next thing, I think. I've got to do another album in the meantime. I'll do another album, and then I'll do my aerobatic display team.